Today I'll be reacting to 7 stories that prove Larry Bird was the greatest trash talker of all time. So let's go right into the video.
What's up guys, Mike here, and today we are going to be talking about Larry Bird. Now, Larry Bird was a 3-time NBA champion. He was a 3-time MVP. But perhaps most importantly, he was the world's best trash talker. So here are 7 stories that prove that Larry Bird was a trash talking legend. Number 7. He constantly insulted the people guarding him. If you want to get into a player's head, there is no better way than to trash talk your opponent and then back it up. And Larry Bird was the king of trash talking his man and then backing it up. For instance, he once scored 40 points and had a triple-double against a young Shawn Kemp. Late in the game, Kemp, who grew up in Indiana, attempted to defend a tough Larry Bird shot. Bird sunk the shot and running back up the court told Kemp, "I'm the best effing player from Indiana." In a game against the 76ers in 1984, Bird found himself matched up against Julius Erving and dominated him. As he scored point after point, Bird kept repeating 2 numbers to Dr. J. The number of points Bird had and the number of points Erving had. By the end of the 3rd quarter, those 2 numbers had become 42 and 6. 42 points for Bird, 6 for Erving.
Oh my goodness! Larry Bird was destroying Julius Erving. Oh my goodness! 42 points to 6? Man, I thought Julius Erving would at least have like half of Larry Bird points. 6? That's insane. Oh, nah. Ain't no way I'm gonna let somebody score 30 more points on me. If someone scores 42 points on you, you at least gotta get 36. You at least gotta get 36 or something.
Points Bird had and the number of points Erving had. By the end of the 3rd quarter, those 2 numbers had become 42 and 6. 42 points for Bird, 6 for Erving. At this point, Danny Ainge claims that Bird told Erving to retire, which led to this.
Wait a minute, it's Barkley. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and look at it.
And perhaps his most memorable moment came in a game against the Pacers around...
Man, they low-key jumped, bro. Hold up. Let me go back. Hold up. Man, Julius Erving was not playing.
Retire, which led to this.
Wait a minute, it's Barkley. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and look at it.
And perhaps his...
Man, they low-key jumped Larry Bird. That's insane. That's wild.
At this point, Danny Ainge claims that Bird told Erving to retire, which led to this.
Wait a minute, it's Barkley. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and look at it.
And perhaps his most memorable moment came in a game against the Pacers around Christmas. Before the game, Chuck Person, known as the Rifleman, told reporters that the Rifleman is coming and he's going bird hunting. Hearing this, Larry approached Person before tip-off, saying, "Hey Chuck, I have a present for you." He then waited until Person was subbed out, spotted up right next to where he was sitting, and drained a 3. As the ball went in, Bird turned to Person and said, "Merry effin' Christmas." Number 6. He trash-talked coaches. As Larry Bird became more confident, trash-talking players just became too easy. So he began to trash-talk coaches. Against the Bulls, Bird found himself matched up against Ben Porquette, a noticeably poor defender. He took exception to this and expressed to then Bulls coach Doug Collins, "Ben Porquette? Are you effing kidding me?" before dropping 33 points in the first half. Against the Pistons, a young Dennis Rodman tried his best to stop Bird, smothering him when he had the ball and trying to deny him when he didn't. Still, Bird found a way to get into Rodman's head, screaming at his teammates, "I'm wide open," even as Rodman was attached to his hip, and he acted as if he was wide open too, sinking 4 straight shots in Rodman's face before asking Pistons coach Chuck Daly, "Who's guarding me, Chuck? Is anyone guarding me?"
No, that was funny. No, that was funny. That's when you know you're cold, when you're talking trash to the coaches. That's when you know you're cold. Yeah, Larry Bird, he got tired of talking to the players, so he started talking to the coaches. That's hilarious. And the fact that he's talking trash to Chuck Daly, and he's talking about Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was a great defender. He wasn't no scrub. That's what makes it even more crazier. Dennis Rodman was an elite defender. He was elite. That's hilarious. Larry Bird was different. Larry Bird was different.
And he acted as if he was wide open too, sinking 4 straight shots in Rodman's face before asking Pistons coach Chuck Daly, "Who's guarding me, Chuck? Is anyone guarding me? You better get someone on me or I'm gonna go for 60. And while scoring at will against the Jazz, Bird sunk a shot and said,
when he ran by the bench, he goes, "That's a heat check."
Before turning to Jazz coach Frank Layden and saying,
"Hey Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench who can guard me?"
To his credit, Layden responded with,
Frank looked down at the bench and goes, "No."
Number 5. The 3-point shootout king. In the 1986 season,
That's funny. He asked the coach, "Do you got anybody that could guard me?" The fact that he actually turned around and looked at the bench and said no, that is hilarious. That is hilarious.
And while scoring at will against the Jazz, Bird sunk a shot and said,
When he ran by the bench and goes, that's a heat check.
before turning to Jazz coach Frank Layden and saying,
Hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me?
to his credit, Layden responded with,
Frank looked down at the bench and goes, no.
Number 5, the three-point shootout king. In the 1986 season, the NBA added the three-point contest to its All-Star Weekend for the first time. Known as one of the game's deadliest shooters, Larry Bird was of course chosen to compete. And while now many see the three-point contest as a friendly competition, Bird saw it as just another way to prove his greatness. Leading up to the event, Bird spent weeks practicing from the 5 spots he would be taking his shots, making sure he was at his best for the contest. While Bird was already supremely confident in his shot, this practice convinced him that there was no way he could lose to anyone, and he made sure his opponents in the contest knew this.
We had a three-point contest at the All-Star break, and Larry walks in and says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
In other words, he was saying that first place was already locked up, and it was, as Bird began his final round by draining 11 threes in a row. He won the contest while still on the middle rack, and even showboated by banking in the money ball from the right wing. As he finished his
Okay, that's sweet. That's sweet. Okay, that's sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. In the three-point contest, when you actually like bank it in, that's actually hilarious. That's when you know you're hot. You're just trying stuff at that point. You're just trying stuff to see do it work. That's when you know you're on fire. That's hilarious.
by draining 11 threes in a row. He won the contest while still on the middle rack, and even showboated by banking in the money ball from the right wing. As he finished his last rack, he raised his arms and yelled, I am the three-point king. And he was, because the next year Bird won the contest again. Throughout the entire shootout, he never removed his warm-up jacket, demonstrating his unwavering confidence. And again, he called his victory beforehand, telling Dale Ellis, there's no need to talk this time. We all know who's going to win. And in 1988, in pursuit of his third three-point shootout championship in 3 tries, Bird, jacket on, sunk his final money ball to give him his third straight title and the official crown of the NBA's three-point king. Number 4, welcome to the league. By all accounts, Larry Bird loved to trash talk all of his opponents, but he had a special place in his heart for trash talking rookies. While recalling a game against Bird in his rookie season, Clyde Drexler summed up just what it was like for a rookie to be matched up against Larry Bird.
I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, you can't stop me. And I looked at him and I said, gosh, boy, you're so confident. He goes, confident? You're a rookie. You don't know anything.
After that statement, Bird began to rain in shot after shot over Clyde, ending with,
Coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
in his first game as a Hawk,
Oh, why he do Clyde like that? But just looking at this video, his jump shot is so pure. Like, oh my goodness, like the touch on his shot, the ball just swishes through the hoop. It just swishes. Larry Bird jump shot is real nice. I could watch him shoot all day, honestly. His jump shot is really pure. But that's funny though with the three-point contest though. I mean, during this time in the NBA, he was the best shooter during this time, in my opinion. He was the best shooter. So yeah, you go to the locker room. Okay, who's coming in second? Because we already know who's coming in first. We already know I'm winning this. Why y'all even trying? Y'all just going for second at this point. Larry Bird funny. Larry Bird's actually a funny guy. He's actually hilarious. He's really funny. I know he talk trash, but he's actually like a really funny guy.
Coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
in his first game as a Hawk, Dominique Wilkins went to shake Bird's hand at the opening tip. Bird looked at Wilkins stone-faced and ignored him. Later in the game, Wilkins knocked Bird to the floor on a drive to the basket. Larry got up and said, I like you, rookie. You've got guts, but I'm still going to go for 40 on you tonight. He was 1 point off of his promise, scoring 39 on Dominique while shooting 18 for 22 from the floor. In a game against the Pacers, another notorious trash talker,
Oh my gosh, wait, let's go back to that Dominique dunk real quick. Hold up. That was a nice dunk from Dominique.
and ignored him. Later in the game, Wilkins knocked Bird to the floor on a drive to the basket. Larry
That was a nice dunk. See, Larry Bird, he had respect for Dominique after that. He said, hey, you got guts, but I'm still gonna drop 40 on you. But he said he dropped 39 on Dominique, shooting 18 of 22. Oh my goodness. What? Oh my goodness. He was destroying the Hawks. Oh my goodness.
got up and said, I like you, rookie. You've you've got guts, but I'm still going to go for 40 on you tonight. He was 1 point off of his promise, scoring 39 on Dominique while shooting 18 for 22 from the floor. In a game against the Pacers, another notorious trash talker, Reggie Miller, attempted to get into Bird's head at the free throw line during his rookie year. Bird stopped, looked at Reggie, and said, "Rook, I am the best effing shooter in the league. In the league. Understand? And you're up here trying to effing tell me something?" He then, of course, proceeded to sink his next free throw. And this trash talk did not only extend to rookies, it extended to college players too. In preparation for the 1984 Olympics,
Hey, Bird, he wasn't playing with Reggie. It's funny with Reggie Miller, though, because Reggie Miller is one of the greatest shooters ever. And Larry Bird telling him, "I'm the greatest shooter in the league, man." I'm the greatest shooter in the league. What you telling me? I'm the greatest shooter in the league right now. We're the best shooter in the league. What you telling me? Man, I like this video. This some great trash talking stories, man.
only extend to rookies, it extended to college players too. In preparation for the 1984 Olympics, the college-filled United States team led by Michael Jordan played against a team of current pros to practice. During the warm-ups, a ball bounced from the Olympic team's end to the pros end. Michael Jordan chased after it, and then
the ball happened to be picked up by Larry Bird. And Michael went up a few feet away from Larry Bird and held out his hands, and Bird took the ball and fired it back down the court over Jordan's head, as if to say, "You're not only not getting this ball, I don't give a who you are."
Number 3. Stayed true to his word. Throughout his career, Larry Bird earned the reputation as one of the greatest clutch players in the NBA's history. Countless times the Celtics placed the ball in his hands, and countless times he came through. As his teammate ML Carr said,
Because, if you ever got in trouble, give the ball to Larry and get out of his way.
and
Facts with that. If you ever get in trouble at the end of the game, just give Larry Bird the ball. You good. But with that Michael Jordan story, though, that's funny with that Michael Jordan story. That's funny. Can you imagine that whole conversation, the ball roll over to Larry Bird pick it up. Michael Jordan, "Hey, what up, man? Can you just hand me the ball?" Larry like, "No." Oh, no, that's savage. That's savage, Larry. You didn't have to do that. Oh, man. But Larry Bird, I think with that situation with Michael Jordan, I think Larry Bird was telling him, like, hey, you good. You're going to be in the league, but this how the league is. Ain't nobody going to be patting your back, smiling at your face. Nobody going to give you hugs and all that. Oh, no. It's straight savages, straight dogs, and you better be ready. Because it's going to be like this every night. Straight dogs. Ain't nobody. Everybody trying to destroy you. That's nice. You can jump high. You got a nice mid-range jumper. But you get in that lane, brother, you getting knocked down. Anybody who's going to let you do your nice layups and dunks? That's what Larry Bird telling Michael Jordan. Now, of course, Michael Jordan, he did end up doing all them layups and dunks on everybody. But still... But that's what Larry Bird, that's what I'm getting from that story. Like, hey, this how the league gonna be.
ML Carr said,
Because, if you ever got in trouble, give the ball to Larry and get out of his way.
and after a while, just scoring in the clutch became too easy for Bird. He wanted more.
I get a charge when I tell somebody on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it.
So on December 30th, 1986, in the final moments of a tie game against the Sonics, Bird walked out of the huddle to the man guarding him, Xavier McDaniel, and said,
Yeah, he said, "I'm gonna get it right here. I'm gonna shoot it right in your face."
and that's exactly what he did.
5 and Bird has the basketball. Look out. Larry Bird just phenomenal.
In fact, he not only shot the game winner over McDaniel, he also shot it over McDaniel's teammate too, proving that not even 2 players could stop Bird in the clutch. And while this shot was incredible, the next season Larry managed to top it. In the second game of the 1998 season, the Celtics trailed the Bullets by 3 with just seconds remaining. The ball was passed to Bird, who sunk a 3 to tie the game, but his coach had called a timeout. No matter, Bird proceeded to sink a running 3-pointer to tie the game, sending it into overtime. And in overtime, with just 2 seconds remaining, the Celtics again trailed when
He looks at the bench and says, "Hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot and I'm going to kick it in."
He told Washington, "I'm going to get the ball."
you can guess what happened next.
And where do we go? It's going to go to Bird. He's got a shot. Get it!
This man different. What? What? Man, no, Larry Bird the truth. What? No. That shot over Xavier McDaniel, that shot was nice. A step back over 2 for game is insane. Man, he did no hesitation to get the ball, step back, come here, game time. That was a great shot. But no, them running threes, no, that's disrespectful. You hit a running 3, to go to overtime. Do you hit another one to win the game? No, that's disrespectful. Larry Bird is not a good person. He's not a good person for that. No, that's funny. No, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be sick if somebody hit 2 running threes on me and they won the game. Oh no. Oh no, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be sick after that.
And where do we go? It's gonna go to Bird. He's got a shot. Get it!
Number 2. The game was just too easy. As I said before, Larry Bird often found the game's most crucial moments to be too easy. And when the stakes were even lower, such as an average regular season game, Bird had to find more difficult ways to keep himself motivated. For instance, according to Danny Ainge,
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped and he'd say, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. He needed those kind of challenges.
Now, perhaps the most extreme example of this came on Valentine's Day in 1986. The Celtics had just finished a long road trip, so Larry decided to go out with a bang.
And Larry told all of us players, and the media too, we were all standing around waiting to leave, he said, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through 3 quarters.
Yes, Larry Bird promised to score every point against the Blazers with just his left hand, except for jump shots, which is exactly what he did. With both teams aware of his intentions, Bird scored 22 points with just his left hand, ending the night with 47 total points along with 14 rebounds, 11 assists, and the game-winning shot. And
See, that ain't right. Imagine hooping against the Boston Celtics and Larry Bird with your girlfriend or your wife there with you, watching the game, cheering you on because it's Valentine's Day. Y'all might hang out after the game. Larry Bird and them come in town, and this man dropped 47 on you, and almost half his points was with his left hand. See, if I'm hooping and my girlfriend or my wife is there at the game, if Larry Bird get 50, I'm getting 50. Ain't no way this man gonna be destroying me. And especially, he telling everybody he's gonna destroy my squad with his left hand. No, I ain't going for that. I can't go for that. You can't go for that. And my girl or my wife is in the crowd too. Watch it. You gotta hoop. You have no other choice. You gotta hoop. You can't let nobody drop 50 on you on Valentine's Day. You gotta get them back. If you let them drop 50, you better win the game. But Mike Korzimba, he said Larry Bird hit the game winner too. I think he said that. I'm gonna go back in the video and check to see. But yeah, Valentine's Day, you gotta hoop. You have no other choice. You have to hoop.
Intentions, Bird scored 22 points with just his left hand, ending the night with 47 total points along with 14 rebounds, 11 assists, and the game-winning shot. And number 1, he should have gone for 60. On March 3rd, 1985, Larry Bird's teammate Kevin McHale broke the Celtics franchise scoring record by scoring 56 points in a game. However, he took himself out of the game with just a few minutes remaining. Bird later told the media he should have stayed in there, should have got 60. The two had a friendly rivalry, and Larry could not believe that McHale would take himself out with such an obvious milestone in sight. So, because he was Larry Bird, he decided to go for it himself. Just 9 days later, while matched up against the Hawks and Dominique Wilkins, Bird put on one of the greatest regular season performances in NBA history. As Doc Rivers put it,
he was calling shots off the glass, who's next, where you want this one from, and he just made one after another.
Yeah.
So Larry Bird going for 60 on the Hawks, that was Kevin McHale's fault. That was his fault. See, McHale, this is all your fault, bro. You should have went for 60. See, now the Hawks got the bad end of it. But I don't know, is it me? But with these little clips Mike Korzimba showing when he's talking, Larry Bird jump shot, do you see the arc of the basketball every time he shoot the ball? It's beautiful, the arc when he shoot. Maybe I'm the only one that noticed that. I don't know, y'all probably noticed it too. I just noticed, sometimes I notice little things with basketball, but the arc he shoots with the basketball is beautiful.
Matched up against the Hawks and Dominique Wilkins, Bird put on one of the greatest regular season performances in NBA history. As Doc Rivers put it,
he was calling shots off the glass, who's next, where you want this one from, and he just made one after another.
Yes, on this night, Bird was on fire, sinking almost impossible shot after shot. In the fourth quarter, he found himself with 52 points, and then made this. A shot so impressive that the players on the Hawks bench fell over in disbelief. These Hawks players would eventually cheer on Bird, a player on the opposing team. Then, with 50
with a shot like that, what do? You can't do nothing with somebody making shots like that. You really can't do nothing after that. You really can't. You just really have to sit there and just be amazed with greatness after that. You can't play better defense than that. He's all up in Larry Bird grill, and Larry Bird, nah, I don't care. Come here.
56 points and a chance to break McHale's record, Bird went over to the Hawks and said,
he called it. He said rainbow trainer's lap.
Meaning that's where he would shoot it, from the trainer's lap. Bird proceeded to catch the ball and do this, sinking a shot before falling into the trainer's lap. Meanwhile, the Hawks players high-fived each other, appreciating the NBA history they were watching. Now, this shot was waved off due to a foul, though Bird sunk both free throws and ended the game with 60 points on a buzzer beater, a Celtics franchise record that still stands. And thank you guys for watching, and man, does that not make you miss the way the NBA used to be? When trash talking was basically encouraged and not fined? For any future NBA prospects watching this video, trash talk. We love to see it.
So I agree with Mike. If you're a future prospect watching this, please trash talk. Please trash talk. Like today, though, like with trash talk, like sometimes the refs be giving players text with trash talking. I'm like, come on. Now, that's one thing. They putting hands on each other. They pushing each other. Like, you know, almost fighting. I get that. But trash talking, why they getting text for that? Or getting fined for that? Like, come on, that's part of the game. I have no problem with players trash talking. I do wish it was more encouraged in today's NBA, though. I do wish that, though. But one thing about trash talking, though, if you're going to talk a whole bunch of trash, you better back it up. You have to. Because if you don't back it up, you're going to look like a fool. So, yeah, if you trash talk, you better back it up. That was a great video from Mike Korzemba. I really do enjoy his videos. So drop down in the comments below your thoughts about this video, your thoughts about Larry Bird, what you like about his game the most, what was your favorite Larry Bird trash talking moment, was there another trash talking moment that wasn't mentioned in this video? Y'all can put all of that in the comments below. Also like the video. Furthermore, subscribe and hit the notification bell as well so you'll be first to know when I upload. And I hope everyone have a blessed day. I'm out.